this episode of characters, but this episode of people who won the season is about the person who's in Total Drama Island, Total Drama Action, Total Drama World Tour, the cameo in Total Drama All Stars, Total Drama Revenge Island, and the in Total Drama All Stars. Y'all like her. You may like her, but I don't. You may loathe her, you may like her, you may hate her, you may dislike her. It's Heather from Total Drama. Yeah, when you first meet her, she's like this person who thinks highly of herself, and she thinks that people should do what she wants, and yeah, she's Duncan tries to flirt with her, so yeah, but she tells him to go, to leave her alone, and then when Tyler gets introduced, he accidentally knocks her into the, he accidentally, gets water on her, and then she's like, "Oh, you can't make me stay here," and all this. So, yeah, eventually she gets put on. Yeah, she gets put on she gets put on the killer bass. So, if she gets put on Screaming Gophers, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, in episode 3, she's able to get Beth and Lindsay to form an alliance with her by saying that, air quotes, saying that she'll take them to the final 3, which they believe, yeah. They believe, because, yeah. And yeah. And then she's able to steal Eva's AirPods MP3 player and get her kicked off the island. So, because she gets her freak out so much, she gets Eva kicked off the island. So yeah. And then in episode 4, which is bad, she doesn't want Lindsay to date Tyler. So then when she discovers it, he's like, chill out. She's like, and she drops a boat on him, like dramatic, like much, like, come on. I get you don't want your own alliance to date Tyler, but you have to drop a boat on him? Really? So yeah. Then she tells Lindsay, then next episode, she reads Gwen's diary to the world. So, yeah. So, yeah. And then in episode 9, which is a big Heather episode, Beth finally realizes that she doesn't like Heather, and she stands up to her, and she and Lashana blast her with paintball guns. So and then yeah. So yeah, eventually they discover that then episode 10 they have to put together a meal for Chris to eat, and yeah. They have to put together a meal, and then she tries to make a flambe, but then it blows up in her face. So yeah. But then the funny moment is that they lock her once Ellen tries to get her stuff for her, because they take her bag and throw it into the freezer, freezing her. So yeah. But then Lindsay's like, but then when Heather's recipe explodes, Lindsay runs to get her out. So yeah. eventually Beth is kicked off for taking so yeah, for taking the tiki from the island, Boney Island, which she wasn't supposed to. So yeah, eventually Heather stays on, and eventually stays on to the final. A lot of people are eliminated. She finally stays to episode 24, where she Owen and Gwen are the final three, and she gets her comeuppance, or she gets her karma, when she accidentally shaves her head, and then she's like, "Oh, hey Heather, you're actually eliminated," and she's like, "Why?" She shaved her head, and then she's like, "Oh hey, he shaved her head, but you didn't say you wanted to." So then she basically threatens Chris, saying, "You'll be penniless, jobless. You can't get from here to Canada." And yeah, then we see her in total drama, the finale of Rhode Island, where she has a wig on, and yeah, because she got bald, so yeah, so yeah. But then she tried to make Gwen like lose by putting a chocolate bar in a muff, by putting something that makes you fart in a muffin that Owen ate. But yeah, but then when Owen gets brownie, he's able to go. Also, I forgot to tell you on Island before this episode, Lindsay finally stood up to Heather, and that was the best moment in the entire show, where she said, "You're no backstabbing, lying little." They actually put subtitles to that. So yeah. But back to this episode. Just wanted to mention that Lindsay no longer likes Heather anymore. So yeah. So yeah. And then Owen wins. So then we got told. So then they come. But then they're like, "Oh hey, you guys gotta fight for the case." So yeah, they fight for the case. But then none of them are able to get it. So they're like, sorry. So they're like, "Hey, it's actually you actually get to fight in total for the case, in total drama action." And then that's what they do. They do the and then Heather's like, "No, she's not going back there." But then as we see, she comes back and has her rival with Gwen, and yeah. But then in episode 5, when Trent, episode 7, after Gwen voted Trent out because she broke up with him, then voted her team to then got she broke up with Trent, and then got her own team to vote him off, and then that got Heather to vote her out. So yeah, went out. So yeah. But then Courtney comes back. Yeah, that's a lot of things I'm not getting into, because there's probably a lot of Courtney lovers who watch my channel. And if there's not, then I will make a video if there's not. Because I used to like Courtney and Troll Drama, but then I don't. So yeah. But back to this. To get her hair back, Heather tries to take one of Courtney's hairs, but then Heather's eventually eliminated. So yeah, and now we gotta go total drama action aftermath, where she appears on the Aftermath show. So yeah. yeah, there's a lot of stuff happens, and then she appears at the final episode where it's it's Duncan versus Beth. It's Duncan versus Beth. So yeah, she's like Chris is doing tension because Chris likes tension, and she's like, hurry it up, and he's like, tension, then you're not gonna ruin the tension. Don't ruin the tension that I'm weaving here. So yeah. So eventually, and then Beth's boyfriend shows up. Brady, Beth's boyfriend. Then he's like, then she's like, then they're all shocked that he's real because they thought that she was faking talking about having a boyfriend the entire. So yeah, and then we go into total drama. Actually, wait, no, we don't go total drama tour because we got the reunion special to talk about, where she and Gwen's rivalry escalates, where she makes fun of Gwen and all that stuff, and then they get into a fight. So yeah, and then they all appear at Alejandro shows. So yeah, and then Heather and all the people are celebrating that go on to Total Season 3 or World Tour. So yeah, let's talk about that season in Total Drama World Tour. World Tour. Yeah, let's talk about this. This season is kind of the best season for Heather. It's the best season for her because she gets a redemption arc this season. So yeah. Now we got the villain Alejandro, who I talked about. Heather tries to he tries to make Heather fall for him and all that stuff. So yeah. So yeah. So and then they're all there when it's they're all there when Duncan quits. This is kind of the worst Duncan season. And yeah, then she thinks how Bridget stuck to a pole. Stuck to a pole. Because, this is the musical season. Yeah. So yeah, eventually, after all the elimination, it's just she and Alejandro's thing about Alejandro's like, this will how we will end, debt will be paid, and then it's like, ooh, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, they sing together, and then when it's just Cody, Sierra gets eliminated. It wasn't Final Four. It was Cody, Sierra, Alejandro, and Heather. Yeah, Heather is in the Final Four this season. I was surprised that she actually made Final Four, and this is her redemption arc season. So yeah, but then Sierra would have made the final 3. Alejandro would have been out of there if it wasn't for Sierra and her wanting to give Cody a birthday cake and her blowing up the plane. And Chris is so, he's like, my plane. And he's like, Sierra is out of the game. So yeah, Chris is just so mad that Sierra blew up his plane. He kicks her out. So yeah, then it's just Cody, Alejandro, and fighting for the $1 million. So yeah, but then when in a battle with Alejandro, Heather's able to say, "Oh, is that Sierra falling into quicksand?" And then Sierra's like, "No, it's a trap." And Cody falls for it and gets knocked out. And then Cody gets eliminated because at least he made Final 3, but got eliminated because he fell for Heather's evil plan. So now it's just Alejandro versus Heather. But Alejandro decides to do a not cool move, but he could have won the season. He could have won the season. But he just decides to say, "Oh, hey, Heather, I love you and I want to be with you and all that stuff." And she's like, "Oh, Alejandro, I do not like you." And then as they're kissing, she kicks him in the coconut or the bazongas and slides him off ice, where she wins the $1 million, and then Ezekiel comes by, because Ezekiel's all feral this season, and he wants the $1 million. So yeah, but then he falls into a volcano, and then you think Ezekiel's dead because he fell into a volcano, but no, he's not dead. Can anime characters survive lava in Total Drama? Because if that weren't true, then Ezekiel would have been dead. He wouldn't just fell out of the lava, and it's so confusing. And Heather gets out of there, and she's like, "Where's my $1 million?" So yeah, now we go to her cameo in Total Drama. All Stars. No, Revenge Island. Okay, yeah. Total Drama. Revenge of the Island, where she appears with her own appearance as a cameo, where she tried, yeah. She first appears with her original hairstyle back, and Zoe's like, "Oh, you're that Heather?" She's like, "Oh, I don't like talking to losers, so yeah." And then Zoe says that she's not a loser. So yeah. And then she tried to steal the $1 million. She tried to steal that season's $1 million, and then she's and then Lightning tries to beat her, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're crazy." So yeah, and then she kicks him out of the jet. Heather doesn't win her $1 million, but yeah, then we go to her appearance in Total Drama All Stars. Total Drama All Stars. Yeah, long title. Really, I don't have a long title. I think it was. So yeah, and here. So yeah, she returns, and her first line is, "She hates Chris," and yeah, and then Lindsay said, "You missed your boyfriend." She's like, "Alejandro, I'm glad he's not back. That handsome jerk." Alejandro was not a handsome jerk. He was a villain, but he wasn't handsome. Sorry, Alejandro, but yeah. So yeah, but she tries to get at the end of the season, at the end of World Tour, Alejandro was put into a robot. If you haven't seen my Alejandro story, you should watch it. And yeah, and yeah, so he eventually gets out of the robot. So by sharks tearing and exploding, and him coming out, him exploding and him coming out. So and then Heather's like, "You got to be kidding me!" And he's like, so yeah, and then Alejandro finally gets into his hotel. So yeah, then we get into the second episode of Total Drama. Actually, I'm not gonna do that for the entire thing, so I was only gonna do it once. So yeah, we're going to the second episode of All Star. So yeah, if you want to see my Big Brother All Star review, tell me, I'll do it, because yeah. So yeah, so Heather wants to prove that Alejandro leg isn't really asleep. So yeah, so yeah. So when she sees a crab walk under it, she's like, his legs were asleep, and then it walks under it, and then he just beats, the, yeah. So, yeah. Then Heather had a long season rivalry with Alejandro, Joe from my season, and but eventually it caught up to her because in one episode she had a Chris invincibility statue, but then Alejandro took it, and then she thinks that Chris took it. Like what? Why would you think Chris took your invincibility statue? What does Chris? Why would Chris? I guess Chris is self-absorbed and he only cares about himself. That's why he made Mount Chrismore last season. But why would he want an invincibility statue? That's why I don't get about All-Stars. Why is All-Stars so bad? Yeah, but eventually Alejandro uses it on himself, and people vote for Heather, so he's like, you, and she's like Alejandro, you, and then Chris is like, the only other votes that were Alejandro were for you, Heather, you, that means you will be flushed, so, not actual flush, they have a flush of shame, so yeah. She gets out. So, yeah. Heather never got her money. Or she didn't, we never saw it. I don't know. Actually, no, she never got her money. Because, one, I would have been mad if she won Island. Yeah. I'm glad she didn't win Action. I don't know what happened, why Lashana was beating her up in World Tour when I thought they were cool, and I'm glad she won that season because that was her redemption arc. Her cameo in Revenge was cool, but All Stars really ruined her character, making her have a fight with Joe over who has to be team captain, and thinking Chris stole her invincibility statue. Why would she think that he stole it? I have no idea. Why would Chris want... Chris can't use that on himself. I don't get why she would think that and why he would use on himself. But yeah, if you want to see more from me in the future, next I'll be doing Cameron from Total Drama Revenge Island.